There is a saying that the beginning of the beginning is the beginning itself. For at the beginning of the beginning of everything, positive things happen. If that beginning was based on a reasonable foundation, with a purpose, a goal, and a vision for which there was that beginning. For things that start are expected to finish. It's the time of the finishing that is undetermined, depending on the vision of that which you start. Take it, for example, like a human being. Our coming to earth is sperm and egg. It turns into something that we have become. That beginning. Transition through many phases of life into the human being, starting new things along the way, day by day, step by step. The question becomes, why do we start things? Why do we begin things? Why do we do things? You can still ask the same questions. If we don't start things and we don't do things, who are we? What can you become without starting things? See, the start means doing. Because when you start something, it means you want to do something. What is life without us doing things? Every day we wake up from sleep. There is something for us to do. That's just the way life is. It's activity. Positive energy. It's industry. The desire to do stuff, to be somebody, to do something. Sloth and idleness leads to emptiness, to poverty, to dependency, to entitlement, to misery, and lack of freedoms. You see, your freedoms is interrelated to your activities, and your happiness is interrelated to the things you do. Beginning, starting things. You should. I should. We should. There is nothing we gain sitting idling or wasting our time. For your time is your life. What you do with your time is what you do with your life. The thing that the human being ascribes for the most is freedom and liberty, self-determination, self-reliance, independence. But you cannot do all these things without your willingness, your desire, your zeal, your ability, your motivation, your endeavor or sacrifice to do something. The world needs people who do something. I always admire people who start stuff, inventors, creators, innovators, designers, in artistry, in engineering, in free thinking, in public speaking. in volunteering, in service, into the military, becoming an officer, or just simple work like a janitor, in whatever that you think you can do. Life is activity. Life is not idleness. You must learn in life to educate yourself. The education you get from school is just one form of education that I call applicative intelligence. You go to school, you learn a skill, you acquire certain knowledge, and you go to the workforce and you apply that knowledge. But there's something to you more than that. I call that HPI, human personal intelligence. That is the you in you that you own, your creativity, the thing in you that you want to become that brings you happiness. Everybody is an artist, everybody is a creator because you came from creation. If you are religious and Christian, in the book of Genesis, it said in the beginning was creation. If you believe in philosophical thinking, you read John Locke, Montesquieu, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Hobbes, or Voltaire, or Descartes, or Spinoza. You can keep naming the philosophers that you want. Or Benjamin Franklin, or Thomas Jefferson, or the founding fathers, the rest of the founding fathers. George Washington. You can go down to the list of our presidents. Abraham Lincoln. You can go down to the list of our leaders. The Martin Luther King, JFK. You can go down the list. The Ronald Reagan, the Barack Obama. You can go down the list, like Donald Trump or like Joe Biden. I call all these names because these people, they believe in something. They wake up from bed, they look into themselves, and they say, what good can I do for humanity? How can I make my life useful? Hard work. Believe in self. You must believe in yourself. You must trust in yourself. You must like yourself. You must see you in you. I must admire you. You want to be with you. When you look into the mirror and you see you, that you is important, that you is essential, that you is valid, that you is what I call intrinsic individuality. That the being of the being is the being itself and nothing else. You are you. You can only become the best of you, another copy of somebody else. If A becomes B, what becomes A and what becomes B? A will cease from being A and B will cease from being B. A becomes AB and AB becomes BA. It means they lose their identity, they lose their originality, they lose their authenticity, and they lose their organicness. You, in you, is organic, it's authentic, and it's original. It's sufficient, it's desired, it's essential, it's wanted. You must not seek others to validate you because you can validate yourself. It's a shameful thing. Try not to be you, pretending to be what you are not, and try to be somebody else that you cannot be. Insufficiency leads to insecurity. Remember that. Insufficiency leads to insecurity. Dependency leads to enslavement. There is something in you that is coded in the seed of your being that nobody else can give humanity but you. Every human being come to this planet with a gift. There are not two DNAs. There are not two minds. There is something that only my mind can give. And there is something that only you can give to the world. Stop trying to be something that you're not. Just be you. Seek into the you within you. There is something lying there waiting for you to unplug it, to uproot it. There's something in you. Everybody has it. Because the human being is an intelligence seed. You are an intelligence. And if you are intelligence, there is something coded in you. The DNA of your being, it's something that nobody has. Something. Only you need to seek to know what that is. And that thing got no competition because that thing is you. You can be the greatest artist on planet Earth. You can be the greatest speaker, the greatest inventor, the greatest mom or the greatest dad, the greatest teacher, or the greatest lawyer, or the greatest engineer. You can be the greatest street sweeper. You can be the best nurse, or doctor, a motivational person. There's always something in you that you can give to the world. That's the thing in you that America needs, that we need, that our great nation needs, that we must come away from ourselves. We must get past our selfishness and dive into our selflessness. Because deep down in you is selflessness. In that selflessness is defined good. You find intelligence. And you find positiveness. The virtue of life is good, intelligence, and positive. Life is all about the 3 P's. The 3 P's, my friend. You must remember the 3 P's. Projection, perception, and perspective. I am Mr. 3 P's. Projection, perception, perspective. If you get one wrong, you get the others wrong. The human being is born with something that I call AI intelligences. There are 3 sets of intelligence that you are born with, away from your primitive or natural or human intelligence. There's something in you that is only for you to kindle. The first AI is Android intelligence or humanoid intelligence. The second intelligence AI in you is artificial intelligence. And the third AI is alien intelligence. Alien intelligence, for example, Elon Musk is trying to see what is in space. We're thinking about going to Mars. Are we on this planet alone? Well, supercomputers, quantum computing, enhanced robotics, and artificial intelligence, and our Android intelligence will take us there. When you see yourself fighting yourself with one another, it means you are not developing these 3 AIs in you, because the 3 AIs in you own it. It's your thing. You can see the works of Einstein, or Nikola Tesla, or Isaac Newton. You can go down the list. There's something in you that only you can give to the world. That which you're seeking is already within. When we talk about happiness, it's not external, it's internal. That's why they say expression. We express happiness because it comes from the internal to the external, and then we give it to the world. It's in you. It's within. Seek yourself, and you shall find yourself. Because there is something in you that only you can give humanity. The greatness in your being is coded in your existence. Because the existence of the human being is that which humanity needs. The superiority of your being is in you. Sometimes times are hard. Sometimes times are difficult. We find ourselves in difficult situations in life, but we must rise to the occasion. We must not let challenges defeat us. Sometimes times are very tough and difficult. We find ourselves in difficult places. We question our lives. We question our existence, but we must rise. We must rise. This planet Earth got no place for defeatism. You must not feel defeated. Because there is something in you, even in your difficulties. The playing field is not leveled. Some people have more than others. Some people take more than others. Some people want everything. Some people just want it all. They put other human beings in desperation, in destitution, in hunger, in poverty, in misery, in homelessness, I'm sorry to say. You go down the street, I go down the street, I see people sleeping under the bridge. How can we let fellow humans sleep under the bridge? With all that humanity has given to us, with all that nature has given to us. We talk about the social contract. It's not just political, it's human. You must look deep into you and see that we are our brothers and sisters keepers. Apathy, narcissism, cruelty, hate, racism, sexism, bigotry leads to terror, wars, inequalities. You have just one life to live. In the physical realm, just 1 year. It's just so much that you can have for yourself. One day you pass it on. Wealth is good. We must have the wealth of mind. That's the wealth of the intellect. You must have spiritual wealth. The wealth of the soul. You must have ecological wealth. Your human environment. The cosmos. Your ecospace. Your environment. So much poverty going on. I don't mean material poverty. Because material poverty is artificial. I talk about psychological poverty, spiritual poverty, physical poverty, ecological poverty. The human being is not an impoverished being. The human being is a blessing. You are a blessing. You are a gift to humanity. Live life ambitiously. Be industrious. Be happy. Seek peace. Not out of weakness, out of strength. You must find your harmony. Your harmony of being is the peacefulness of your being. The harmony is how you harmonize your AI intelligence, your Android AI, your artificial AI, and your alien AI. The harmony is how you harmonize your mind, body, soul, and ecology. Is how you harmonize your desire, your wants, and your needs. How you escape your anger. The hate in you corrupts you, eats you, it kills you, and it kills others. There is no glory in hate. System built out of hate shall not survive. Can't you see? You're always at war with one another, of which within us, all of us are good. You're a good person. You cannot lie to yourself that you're not a good person. You are good. You're preventing yourself from being good. So you take so much to hate. You take nothing to love. You don't love because you're pleasing somebody. You love because your soul, love and happiness and being positive is the engine that drives your being and your soul. The longevity in the human being is coded in your happiness and the love you have for one another and the love you have for yourself, your own self. You cannot delete your own self. You cannot self-terminate. Then what's the purpose of existence? You cannot be your own worst enemy. Because the only thing that stops you is you. Everything is psychology. You let your mind to trick you that you cannot. People say it's hard, it's difficult, I cannot do it. Who said that? You said it. If I give you money to go buy difficulty or go buy something that's hard, I don't know where you find it because it does not exist. It's your mind tricking you to be lazy, to be scared. Timidity. Where does it come from? Why be timid? It must be tough and positive. It must be strong. Too much weakness becomes a disease. You're too weak in this world, they're going to eat you raw. They're going to lie to you, take what you have. But you must be strong. The strength is in the mind, it's in your intelligence, it's in your humanity, it's in hard work. Doesn't mean strong. It means you're going to hurt somebody. Hurting somebody's weakness is insecurity. Why hurt other people? Why hurt people? Why kill others? You kill yourself internally when you kill people. You can pretend to yourself that you find peace. You cannot hurt people. You cannot hurt innocent people and go to sleep and find peace. At the end of the day, you surrender yourself to you. At the end of this day, you're going to be with you. You're going to live with you. The you is internally. Even if you're playing with people out there, talking to people outside, the only happiness is internal happiness. You must reconcile yourself with yourself. We ask for forgiveness. We ask for repentance. Because all of us, we wrong one another. We cannot pretend. Just I'm sorry. Please. Just be a gentleman, a gentlewoman. Be repentant. Be forgiven. To be civilized is not to be cruel. The founding fathers, they left England. If you remember the Hampton Court Conference during the reign of King James I, 1609, remember that Hampton Court Conference? It didn't go well. Look at the revision of the King James Bible. Remember the Mayflower? Why the founding fathers came here? They gave us this beautiful country. They sacrificed for it. They died for it. You can read our founding fathers and the philosophers, what they stood for, what they believed in, and where are we today. They gave us this country to pass it on. The world needs America, not more than we need ourselves. We must believe in that which is American. Our philanthropy, our good, our intelligence, our humanity. There is no good deed on planet Earth without the signature or fingerprints of America. Sometimes we forget that. We're so divided because we're becoming so selfish. We are so tribal. See, politics was oratory. Was persuasion, right? You pick a cause, right? You convince people to believe in you because that belief must be patriotic because you believe in the country, not yourself, not big interest. There was something in us that we want to give to the world, right? We are the land of champions. We're the land of heroes. But at the same time, we care for the least among us. The world is education. We must educate our young. It doesn't matter the race or the gender. At the end of the day, the kids today gonna compete for America in the future, right? Yeah. We're going to compete with China. We're going to compete with India. We're going to compete with Africa. We're going to compete with Brazil. We're going to compete with Europe. We're going to compete within ourselves for the strength of America. For America to be what it is that we have sacrificed for and died for, we must think differently. It's not a physical identity, brothers and sisters. It's not a color, because the color in itself is artificial. Look into yourself, into the mirror as I'm talking to you. There is no white human being. There is no black human being. Why even call human being colored? What does that mean? Why call human being black or white? What is that? That takes away the person from the person itself. Because a human being is not a color. Don't you think you're something more than color? You don't think that. Stop fighting for an artificial color and dying for it. Racism, sexism is a religion. It's a belief system. So you can believe in it, or you can't. Some said, it's some controversial. You can still be racist and still be a good person, right? You can have the right to not like people, but it does not mean that you don't want them not to exist. If I just choose your own people you like, but you still tolerate others. I don't like you, doesn't mean I should hurt you. We might disagree to agree. I might just want my space. Does not mean that I need to take away your space. Because if I take away your space, then my own space will not be peaceful. Freedoms means non-infringement. Liberties means you don't infringe on the others. Because you cannot enjoy your freedom by infringing on the freedoms of others. You infringe on the freedoms of others, your own freedom gonna be infringed. You are one nation, indivisible, under law and God. You must believe in that. If you believe in that, you believe in the founding, then God will trust. You make our politics not to be so divisive because we love our country. It comes from the heart. You must love this great country from the heart because it was given to you. You shall pass it on. We don't need to destroy it. Our politics is becoming so divisive, we must change. It's shameful. It's unpatriotic. We must not vilify others. Ad hominem. I studied law. I studied political science. It's shameful to debate with somebody by insulting the personality. It becomes offensive. It becomes divisive. It becomes personal. Don't make politics to be personal because you're going to die one day. D-I-E. What shall be left of you is your legacy. The good you did and the good you shall continue to do even in absence. Be generational, not mortal. Be indelible. Be immortal. Be non-existent in your cruelty, but existence in your good. Believe in us. America is U.S. The U.S. means us. U.S. United. Us. United States. My philosophy, I don't believe in hate. I don't believe in racism. I don't believe in sexism. I don't believe in bigotry. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Yes, it exists. We can see it. We can see the disparity. Poor kids go to poor school. Wealthy kids go to wealthy school. But remember, all those kids are American kids. When other countries compete with us, they compete as a united people. You cannot tie one of your hands behind you and compete with a wall. That's very aggressive in a positive sense. Put it this way. You cannot tie one of your hands behind and fight with Mike Tyson, can you? No, you can't. We are the greatest country in the world. It's not kumbaya talk. Yes, we are. I'm here because you let me here. In some places, I'll not be there. I will not find peace. Sometimes even where we are born, we don't have peace. We don't find peace where we are born. Some don't migrate because of poverty. They migrate for freedom. Some are born with royalty, but freedom becomes the most precious. The freedom to speak, the freedom to live, to self-determine, to be creative, to be you, to be yourself. What is more beautiful than that? We must preserve those freedom, and we must not take it from others. We must believe in the flag, F-L-A-G. We must believe in the troops, T-R-O-O-P. We must believe in America. We must believe in family. We must believe in the Constitution. We must believe in our politics. We must make it positive. We must not destroy ourselves in order to make a statement. The politics of victimization, excessive provocation, propaganda, conspiracy does not do us any good. Doesn't matter if it comes from the left or right or middle. Actually, there is no left or right or middle. As one of our great leaders once said, it is just the United Us, the United States of America. What's wrong with that? We must believe in ourselves, believe in our country, believe in family. We need an American family in order to compete. The new patriotism is family, family, family. The kids. We must take care of those kids we have. We must give them the education we need. They are the kids that shall go to the moon. They shall take us to space. Right? The AI we're talking about, the quantum computing, the supercomputers, the new future, the semiconductor future, all those futures, it's calling our kids. The human being lives in the future through the kid. So when you pick out a kid, that kid shall take you to the future that you shall not be there. That gene in that kid is you in the future of things. So if you don't take care of the kid, who shall? Love your kids, love your wife, love your husband, love your partner. Believe in family. Because family is America. And America is a world. Love America. I do. I believe in America so deep that this country has given us so much that we don't need to tear it down. Think about the future generations to come, please. Just think. Who are we? Just one nation, indivisible, under law, L-A-W, and God. Uppercase G-O-D, the greatest omni designer. It can be worshipped through religion. It can be worshipped through delicious food. It can be worshipped through enlightenment, spirituality. By the end of the day, we are created by the Creator, of which the Creator has its own Creator, until the last Creator that nobody created, that Creator, of which the Creator is the omni designer, or the greatest omni designer. Believe in life. Believe in life. You must live. You must live to be free. Not just political freedom, because political freedom became sometimes abused. Talk about psychological freedom, spiritual freedom, ecological freedom. You must protect our ecology in order to have a world. You don't destroy the ecology and have it, my friend. The environment needs us. The climate needs us. I can speak and speak. Just three things. Be good, be intelligent, be positive. That's all. Be good, be intelligent, be positive. Make your life better in order to make the world better. You cannot give what you don't have. If you develop yourself, then you develop the world. The world depends on you, right? On everybody. No matter what country, what nation, what nationality, what gender or creed. You are somebody. Say that to yourself and believe it. Don't let somebody to tell you that you're somebody. Right? If you don't define yourself, somebody will define you. You don't give to yourself, somebody will not give to you. And if somebody seeks to give to you, they will take away from you. It's good to be generous, but you must learn to give to yourself first if you can give to other people. As you be exploited. The people or nations that beg the most and depend the most shall always be the least developed. Develop yourself in order to find your place in the world. Be good, intelligent, be positive, believe in self, selflessness.